Something strange you notice when looking at photos from the Curiosity rover for any amount of time. I might be wrong on all of this, but it really does seem to be exactly what it is. This is the vibes I get from looking at a lot of photos. First is, whenever the rover captures an image of something interesting, I mean interesting, such as this circle of rocks, you'll get just a couple of photos of it, that's it. 3 in total, only a few. For this, there's only 3 photos. Surely this is interesting enough for further investigation. Maybe a drill hole. Get down there, have a look at it. 3 photos. Yet, these plain, boring photos of dust and nondescript rocks is nothing. There's tons of this. And you'll get a ton of photos of this from all angles. But it seems to be there's like a want of boring. Like, come on. A circle, get down there and look at it. That's interesting. That's not. But I get it. There's no rescue if the rover gets stuck, and there's a chance the rover will get bogged in sand. Anyway, just showing how interesting it is to have a round structure and there's only 3 photos of it. That's it. Next is, look at this wonderful vista. As if it's a castle wall complete with watchtower in the background, but I get it. There's dust and sand in the air, there's always some haze, there's no rain to remove the haze. But still, it's like the rover just wants to be eyes down and drive to the next safe location, boring stretch of bland terrain. And that's it. This castle structure, you should not fear. It's 10 years old, and the rover is currently actually up there, but going in the wrong direction, the opposite direction. The rover, safety first, I get it. Don't drive under cliffs, or off cliffs, or in sand. Don't get bogged, don't get stuck, stick to the safe stuff. There's plenty more photos of this feature from this sort of location. It does obviously sort of go out of direction. The satellite imagery doesn't really show anything interesting. It just looks like natural carvings and erosion, but still very cool. Your eyes are drawn to it, but the rover is not. Then it's the opposite. After going through the photos, you'll find something very strange. There's always these rocks in the middle of nowhere. Big ones. Like as if somebody laid them out as route markers. A signpost for the rover to follow. Subtle signs. Rocks in the middle of nowhere. Unusual locations. Some stand upright, others pointing. One after another, and in between featureless terrain. Just a feeling you get like this one over here. The rover will stay in a safe location and go to any feature. Most likely a rock will stand out and you'll have to go there and investigate. But what if it was placed there deliberately? This is how it is. The rover will naturally be attracted to any feature in boring terrain. And it must be boring. It must be in boring terrain for its own safety, or gravitate to any features in it. Which, in knowing this theoretically, you'd be able to get the rover to go anywhere you desire by placing a rock. A rock that's round, and keep it over there. If you wanted to stay away from a certain location, you just place it there and you'll investigate that versus something else. Is it natural or is it manipulation? Anyway, it's a theory only. It's very weak, I get it, but that's the vibe you get. Not saying believe it, but just keep it in the back of your mind somewhere. Another one is the Snake River. For the longest time, I thought this was a nest under construction during the water level was falling. But it does bear a striking resemblance to the route taken by the rover. Once inverted, it's the same shape and style. Like I've seen this before, I've seen it over and over and over again. It looks like the route taken by the rover. Again, I'm highly likely to be wrong, but if it's true, it'd be incredible. I mean, who would be able to read the signs? Is this like a Charlotte's Web? Working on a subconscious level of direction. Now, all of these things are there. The lack of photos of a circle of rocks, the Snake River, the steep cliffs and a mesa that looks like an old castle, rocks that stand upright in boring, featureless terrain. But the interpretation of them by me is how it's going to go. This is just what I'm going to do. It's important to look, and I think thinking is fun. Thanks for watching, and be well.